a lot of people don't show up.
Sorry, it was not recording, so
It's
now it
recording
is.
now. Okay.
Now it's recording.
Thank God. Thank God.
It had the little record thing on the screen, and so I just anyway. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. So let's start over. It is being recorded,
Yes.
and we'll make sure. And thank you for Gabrielle for mentioning that, because if we could have gone through this without actually recording it, and I would have had to redo the webinar where we record it again and then send it to you guys. But anyway, so we're going to go through each of the features. We're going to talk about the functionalities of what the HomeLocator app does. Then I'm going to talk about one very specific feature that's going to be really important because we built it right into the app, and it's our Nosy Neighbor feature, and I'll talk more about it for those of you who don't know. We're going to talk about features that are going to be added towards the end of 2022 into 2023. We're going to go over how you, the agent, will be able to see everything that your leads or your clients do inside of this application, so you kind of know everything what's going on. Then we're going to talk about the rollout, like how the rollout of this application is going to work to make sure that everything is good and there's not going to be too many issues. And then we're going to show you how you can actually request access to the actual application and what you're going to need to get started and be able to use it for you and your clients. And then at the very end, we're going to answer any other unanswered questions that you guys have. So that's kind of structure. What I want to do is I want to make sure that when we go through these features, that the questions that we ask in the middle of those are going to be related only to that feature. And then by the time we get to the end of the presentation, if there's any unanswered questions that you still have that we haven't answered, we'll make sure that we answer them for you there. All right. So what I've actually done here in an effort to save time, because I know we always have technical difficulties sharing all these different screens. If I was to share my mobile screen on my phone here, it's very difficult. So what I've done is I've pre-recorded a lot of these videos that actually explain the functionality of the application itself. Now, Crystal, I know sometimes when we play videos, we want to make sure that you guys can hear them. So I'm going to do a quick test here. I'm going to play this video and tell me if you can hear the sound of the video when I play it. All right. So did you guys hear? No sound. Okay. So we need to figure out that part.
Your top right hand corner, or the three dots, the hamburger menu, there should be an option that says share
sound audio. Okay, I just pressed it now. Okay, so let's try this again. All right, ready? So this feature here will showcase all the explore. Did you hear it now? Okay.
Yes.
Everybody heard it? Everybody good in the chat? Just a quick say yes, yes, yes. Awesome. All right, Lauren, thank you very much. Elena, Jay, Gail, Tricia, thank you. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to increase the size of the video here so you guys can all see a lot better. And what I'm going to be showing here is the explore functionality of the application, meaning that how you and your clients will be able to explore all the listings that are on the actual board on your phone. So how they can see it, also how the GPS system works, where it actually, wherever they're physically located, it'll take him to that area where they're located and allow them to see listings. So I was going to let this play, and I will just be quiet for a bit. So this feature here will showcase all the explore functionalities, and it'll show you how your clients can actually explore all the properties, whether they're active, rented. If I click here, we can actually see for sale, sold, for rent, and rented. So, and as an example here, let's say you've got clients that are going out and driving around the neighborhoods where they want to buy a property. And we know this happens very much so, and it happens probably more so now throughout COVID than it did before. So as they're driving around, many times they spot a property that's currently for sale, and they like to see what it looks like inside. This is the icon of where I'm actually physically located right now. There's nothing where I am right now, but there's this one here. You can just imagine they're driving down the street. This icon will appear right by that property. They can click on that and then view that property itself, view when it was put up for sale, what it was listed for, get all the information about the actual property, and then all the images, of course, they can look at it right through the app. Then if they're curious to find out, hey, well, I want to see what property is actually selling for here, and they can click on that little filter up here, click on sold, and look at the last 1 year of sold properties right inside that area. So there's been one sale here for 1.1. I can see that it was sold 52 days ago. I can again open up that listing and view all the information about that property as well as all the images. Or I can also go to the list view here
and it will list all the properties that are in that area with the most recent sale first. And then it'll go through all those properties and it'll tell me which ones I've actually already looked at, which ones I haven't looked at. So that's on the Explore side. They could also do the same thing with rented or rent properties. So they'd like to see what are really rentals going for in that area. They can look at all the rentals. Here's one for 3K. Or they can see actually rented. So if I go to rented, I can see all the rented properties in that area for the last little while. I can see this one rented for 3,000. It was listed for 3, rented for 3.2, and they can again see all the information.
Rented listed for 3.3 and rented for 3.2, so 97%. We are going to look at, like, if you notice back here, I'm just going to back out. We said 3K, we kind of round things off to make it easier for the user to view, but that sometimes doesn't make sense if the rounding is on the upper side. So we'll do a quick fix on that. I noticed that, but I wanted to just mention that.
And they can again see all the information and everything else about that property right through the app. So it's really at their fingertips. It's very easy to get this information. And again, as they're driving around, wherever they are, they can click on this little icon here. It'll just navigate them right back to where they are and then show them all the properties that they wish to see.
Okay. So I'm going to stop it there. So this is the first feature. That's the explore mode, in allowing your clients to explore all the properties that are out there for sale, for rent, sold, and rented properties. Does anybody have any questions specifically when it comes to this functionality here? Anybody that want to ask a question either on the questions and answers, or if you know, just do it in chat that I can help answer right now. If not, we can continue. Thank you, Gail. I really appreciate it. Said amazing. Lauren said love it. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that, guys. And we've been working on the application for a little while. So glad that you guys like it. And we're going to continue making it better. I think you guys are going to see some of the really cool features going to come down the road. So are solds available in all areas? So let me first answer that question. So depending on board, some boards have sold data, some boards don't have sold data. For example, Toronto Real Estate Board has sold data, which means we can actually show the sold listings. If the board doesn't have the sold data, we're not going to be able to show the sold data. We're just going to show the active listing for sale and the active for rent listings. So hope that answers the question for Brian. Are you getting data from TREB, solds, no seller, or other confidential information shared in the public? Absolutely not, Mario. So the data is from the VOW feed, which means we're getting the feed fully legitly. All the data is being shown. This is your data to show. We're giving you the ability to show that data because your board is giving you that ability to show the data. Next question from Wade. Is the only way to search by maps? So Wade, you can search by an area. You can actually enter an area in. So I don't have the app where I can just show it to you. You could put an area, you could put a city, you could put an address, you could put a community, you could enter wherever you want by actually into the bar and top, and it'll locate you and take you to that area. So it'll take you now, it'll show you the map, but if you want to switch to list view, you can look at the properties on list view rather than on map view, but you can search by whatever you want. MLS number, address, you name it, it's searchable. All right, so next question. Matthew logged out late, but I was just wondering what boards the listing information is pulled from. So Matthew, the information right now, the first release is going to be for the Toronto Real Estate Board. And then, but the rest of the releases, I'll share with you through the presentation how the rest of the releases are going to go. So Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, all the boards that we have are going to go after that as well. Do you send listings from CRM manually from, wait, did I skip Trisha, is this different from some of the brokerage apps? So I don't know what some of the brokerage apps have, Trisha, but this is fully connected to your CRM system in your account. And I'll show you how it's connected, where everything that your clients or your leads do on the actual app is logged, and then you could review that inside your CRM. So this is a little bit more from what you're maybe used to. So Brian, how about ITSO? So ITSO board is one of them. I don't know if we have sold data for ITSO. If we have sold data for ITSO, we'll definitely show it. Does Peterborough have sold data? Again, I really, truly don't know. Crystal, maybe we can write some of these questions down for these people so that we know how to get back to them. Awesome. Thank you so much.
I think Peterborough is part of ITSO now, isn't it though?
I honestly don't know, and that's the problem. So it's best if
Okay.
we log the questions and then kind of answer them for our clients afterwards, so that we
Yeah,
can get
for
to
sure.
the right answers. Yeah. So just want to let all of you know, if I missed any of your questions, I will actually ask again if I missed anybody's questions. So if I did, I please apologize. I did not do it on purpose. So does Realtor give permission for clients to use this app, or is it free for everyone? So Chrissy, you as the agent will actually give your clients permission to use this app. So I'll show you guys how you'll actually send a link to your clients where once they get that link, they're going to download the app. And as soon as they download that app through that link, it'll automatically assign that lead or that client of yours to your account and your app. So hope that explains.
Mhm.
How soon in real time do these active and solds reported? So Trisha, depending on board. So depending on some boards, I'll give you an example for Toronto Real Estate Board. From Treb, we pull every 2 hours. So it's every 2 hours is up to date in terms of all, whether it's sold, deactivated, inactive, and so on and so forth. Can all my leads download for free? Ilona, absolutely. So this app is made where you can really give it to all of your clients, all your leads that can download the app for free and then use the app on your behalf for free. So they're using it through you. How do we get the app? Michael, I will explain that in the end of the presentation, how you, the agent, can get access to the app, and then how you send it out to your clients so they can download it. Peterborough is part of it. So Geoff said Peterborough is part of it. So yes, PKR is part of it. So perfect. So most use House Sigma. How is this app different from my leads perspective? So great question, Alona, and that I'll help answer that a little bit so that you can kind of see the value why your clients may want to start using this app instead of House Sigma, or why you actually need to have an app so that you have your own app that is actually even in comparison to House Sigma, so they can start using yours instead of the House Sigma app. So ITSO and Treb should be both, should have sold data. This would be massive. It can be amalgamated in one same search. So Matthew, to the question, there's been a lot of, questions where we can take two boards and put them into one. It is something we're working on. It is, I promise you, it is something that we absolutely want to do. We have the technology for it, but it is so difficult to do. It is now it's not difficult to do on one single website. Honestly, right now we could have this app on one single website and have it accessible for one single person. But when we're doing this for thousands of customers and the traffic numbers that we have, it is really, 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 really difficult from a technological perspective. But it is something that we can do. I promise you that this is something we're working on and we're going to get there. So we are going to put this data together into one, and ITSO and DDF and Treb and all of them will be combined as long as you as the agent have access to each of those boards. So I hope that answers your question. All right, so Brian, there are 21 to 28 boards with ITSO. Amazing. Mashin, is there any way to add features in the unit size of condo, each building, house size from the impact? So Motion, we will take feature suggestions. If you have feature suggestions, we can definitely put them in. You can shoot them to support@agentlocator.ca and we'll definitely take them into account. Jack Patel, how can send listings from CRM manually? So Jack, I'll answer the question on the safe searches and how they work when you're sending listings out. That's actually another cool functionality. Is there beneficial content on the link sent to the client would encourage the client to download the app? So that's a great question, Canel. We are creating some campaigns that are going to help with actually getting your clients to download the app. So what that means is when you get a lead and you assign that campaign to them, we'll shoot out emails to them, let's say once every few days, about the features and benefits of the actual application so that they can see the value of the actual application. So it is something that we are working on to get these clients to download the actual application. Absolutely. Crystal, I don't know if, is this sign on your side? Yeah, can you mute yourself for a quick sec just so that?
Sure.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much. When you have a lead gen site and branded site, how does this app work when branding? So you'll have your information inside of the actual app, and I'll show you how that looks like, Cameron, as well, so that this is actually your app that your clients will use. And when they go to the contact button, it's your information that's there. Are you getting active leads from realtor.ca? or the local board. There are some listings in Barrie, and some Crm members don't interboard their listings. So Mario, the complexity of the interboarding and stuff like that. If you have access to Crm, you'll be able to use Crm, and all the Toronto Real Estate Board listings will show. If you have ITSO, then all the ITSO listings will show on the actual app. Right. So will someone coming into the lead gen system have a choice to download the mobile app? 1,000,000% yes. So Brian, the moment you enable the actual ability to have the app in your system, and the lead logs into your website, they'll have like a download app link. And in fact, we're going to make that even more prominent to them. So for example, when we send listings out to these people on a daily basis, if they haven't downloaded the app, we're going to include links and images into the actual email, as well as when they get onto the website saying, hey, download the app, download the app. It's going to be easier for you to look at listings, download the app. So we're going to be pushing it so they would download the app as much as possible. Is the app only for leads that we have in a CRM? Can we also send the link to other clients? So Furman, you're going to have to put the lead or the client into the CRM system so you can send them the link to download the app. So you will have to have the lead or the client inside the system to send them the app. So Geoff asks, if I have to be a member of a board for my clients to see listings from that board, yes, you have to be a member of that board in order for the listings to show, because your website has to have those listings. I have dual access. It's on Crm. Yes. So we were going to look at combining. We can share app with friends. Yes. The share functionality, Rahman, is actually something I'm going to get to as well. Sorry, I've arrived late. Download the app. It says I cannot access the link to the app. So Fredo, we're going to explain how to actually, what the process is when it comes to the app itself and how you can download it and how you can use it. All right. What about the lead fake info? Can we stop them from using the app? So Michael DeRoma, if you have a lead that is a fake information, we're going to build in certain functionalities into the app. They're going to prevent them from using the app. So similar to how we have, like when they have an invalid phone number and you select that invalid phone number, we're going to make it so that it pops up in front of them saying you have to enter a valid phone number to use the application. All right, so let's add a move. Yeah, thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that. Can you put logos? So customizing the app, I'll answer the rest of the questions afterwards. I'll move on to the next feature.
So this feature,
and let's go to the next page. Okay, so the next feature has to do with favoriting listings. So liking a listing, and making sure you have a very easy way to actually see all of your liked listings and the listings that I may like as a client. And many times we also have scenarios where, hey, I want to see what happens with this listing. I want to see, does it sell? What does it sell for? Does it, is it taken off the real estate market and not sold? So this functionality is going to show you guys how your clients are liking listings and how they can review those liked listings and what happens with those listings as they progress through the market.
So we know that many people that are looking for properties, that when they see something that's on the market and they want to be able to kind of track it, see what happens with it.
Let me make this quality. Okay, it's 1000 HD. Okay, there we go.
Put it on a sold watch. They want to know exactly what's going on with those properties. So inside of our app, under the liked homes section, we have that already fully built in. So what that means is whenever they like a property, if the property is still active and for sale, it's going to show up under this list. So it's going to really, save it to their short list. If that property has been sold or rented, we can click on sold and rented here. We can actually see all of those properties that I liked in the past, what they were actually sold for, what they were rented for. And again, I can actually view all the information, like all the photos and everything else, so it can remind me. Or if the property has been taken off the market and actually did not sell, it's going to show that as well, and everything really gets tracked that way. So that is very important. We know that clients are looking for these features. We know that they want to know what happens with the market, with a property they may have even put an offer in. They want to know what it's sold for. They want to see it actually live. They may have lost the offer on that property, and they really want to keep an eye on it. So that is very important, and we know it's important. So we built it right into the app. And let's not forget that anything they do on this app, whenever they look at any property, you actually get to see exactly what happens with those listings, and you get to see in your CRM that they're looking at it. So it's fully connected to your system.
Okay. So tracking the progress of those listings, it's really, really, really simple to favorite a property. So if I like a property, I heart it, I put the heart on it. And as soon as I put the heart on it, it goes into my favorite list. And when I go to my favorite list, I can see all of those that are still active and are for sale. And then I can see all of those that are sold, what they sold for, and if they take it off the market. So I'm sure that also helps answer. You as real estate agents have had clients that have asked you, hey, what happened to this property? What did it sell for? What's going on with it? Well, you can tell them, hey, if you download my app, you can actually track what happens with that property. That's another reason. That's a huge reason why people will want to download the app and kind of see the progression. So any questions about this specific functionality? Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that. Adrian, love this feature. Love this app already. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Huge time saver for us. Absolutely. Thank you very much. If we have a team structure, will all agents on the team have their own app? So great question, Stephen. Each agent will be able to send the app to their clients. Yes. So when they generate their own link, if the agent, whoever is assigned to that lead in CRM, when the lead opens the app, that agent's information is going to show inside of the app. So hope that answers the question. Another question that comes up quite often is, hey, I, as the agent, can I see what properties my clients have liked and, see my CRM? Absolutely, you can. There's a feature inside of CRM where you can see all the properties your clients have looked at and all the properties that they've liked inside of that same view. So that's definitely inside of the app. Raluca, love it. Can't wait for it. Thank you very much. Can admins have a login? Trisha asks, can admins have a login? Don't know what that means. Maybe you can message Crystal on the side and we can maybe get to that answer for you. All right. So that's a fairly simple enough feature. Makes sense to everybody. Let's move on. There was one more. How it works when husband and wife want to have the same app. Furman, love your question. Love your question. Love your question, because it is very important that we make that very, 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 very easy. And there's a feature that I'm going to share with you with that as well. Can a client like a property in our CRM, heart for a property they like? Can you track your progress? So yes, they can like property. So your client can't like a property in the CRM, but they can like a property either on the website or in the app. So hope that answers the question. But let me go on to the next segue onto the next feature, because the next feature here is push notifications and new listings from saved searches. So this, along with the next feature, is going to talk about how husband and wife and all that can actually work together. But this feature, what I'm going to talk about here is generally right now, when new listings come out onto our system, what we currently do is we send them an email saying, hey, here's new listings that have come out. What we're changing here is we're going to make it so that the push notification actually sends to that client's phone. So whenever new listings come out for their search, it'll send them a message to their phone saying, hey, here's new listings. Here's what they are. As soon as they click on them, they're going to be able to see all the listings for that saved search in that one view. And then any saved searches that you've had in the past will always show up there. So anyway, let me play this, and then I'll help answer any questions you guys have afterwards and elaborate a bit more on it.
So the next very important thing that we know is really important with clients is when we set them up on listings, that when they're receiving those listings, obviously they're going to be getting those listings by email, but we want to also tie that into our application so that whenever new listings come out, that the application will actually notify them, hey, there's new listings. And here's an example of that. I've actually got new listings for this search, and I got a notification. As soon as I clicked on that notification, it took me into my saved searches, which will show all of the saved searches you would have set up for them in the CRM system or in the website. And whichever listing actually has new listings is going to indicate here with a new. And if I click on that new, I can actually view all the properties on the map that are for that search. So if I click on the filter used here, I can see that these are properties in Oakville 1.4 to 1.9, detached and semi-detached. And let's go back here. I can actually go to the list view now and also see, what are those new properties here. This one came out 9 hours ago. This is notification it came out. And anything that that is inside of that search will get sorted based on the most recently listed property first. anything that I look at it. So if I view this property, it's going to turn to viewed, and I can actually see that it's been viewed. So everything's kind of tracked for me to know what I've actually looked at and what I haven't looked at yet. So that is really important that that gets tied into the actual system, so that anytime.
I'm going to pause this for a quick second. So I just want to point out the functionality here when it comes to viewed. So as your clients are looking at listings, generally they're really looked at everything that's been coming out, and they're always on top of what's coming out. So when they open up, when they get the actual notification of new listings, the ones that they've looked at, even on the map, as well as on the list view, are going to indicate that they've been viewed. So they'll know which listings are brand new. And typically always the ones in the very top are always brand new. So that's really easy for them to understand, and something that's really, really simple. So let me continue.
New listings come out, the system will actually send that push notification out to whether it's 2-3 people that have the app downloaded onto the same account. They'll all receive notification. If it's a spouse looking together, they're all going to receive notifications that there's new listings, and then it's going to give them a really easy way to look at those new listings very quickly. So that is something that is built into the application. So this will notify them of both active and sold listings. So if you have them set up to receive sold listings, here's an example here, the received set up to receive sold listings in this area. Anytime a new sold listing gets added here, it's sent and notified to that same phone.
All right. So the concept is really simple. The idea that when we send listing notifications of new listings, we're now, for those that have downloaded the application, they're also going to receive a push notification onto their phone, letting them know that there's new listings. And yes, Kenneth, yes. So you can set up both for active and for sold. So that means when a sold listing gets sold in the area, it will automatically send them a notification saying, hey, there's a sold listing. And that is actually part of the core functionality we're building right into the app itself, which is our Nosy Neighbor functionality, which I'm going to share a little bit later. So both active and sold, 100%. So answering some more questions here. Can the client adjust the filter and search, or only the realtor can do that? So Chrissy, the answer is simple, that they cannot adjust the search on the mobile phone, but they can adjust the search on the website. So there's actually a link on the Save Search where they can click, how do I edit the search? That shows them a video that actually explains to them how they can edit that search using the website and all the filters that we have set up. So the quick, simple answer is yes, the client can adjust it on their own. Can you set up clients on sold listings? Yes. How does this link to Follow Up Boss? So Kenneth, our Follow Up Boss integration, the activity will show, meaning that when they're active, when they're looking at things, we will notify Follow Up Boss of their activity and what they're looking at. So that's the connection that we have with Follow Up Boss. It will continue to work. We will expand the Follow Up Boss integration a little bit more to pass on some additional criteria as well. Jody, is there an exemption with the function of the app can send to leads? Is there an explanation with the functions of the app? So Jody, the helping your clients understand how to actually use the app is something that we're working on by an educational campaign. So what do I mean by an educational campaign? That is, when you send the link to the client on the app, we'll actually have a set of emails that'll be sent out to your lead saying, hey, we want to help you understand how to use the app. Here's how this works. Here's how that works. We'll have videos for them to actually understand how to use the app. And then we're not going to make it so that it sends out everything at once. We'll send them emails once every couple of days so they actually kind of ingest that information a little bit better. Will they get push notifications on their phone and still get regular email? Yes, Kelly, they will get both emails and push notifications on their phone. So both will come through. Does the client have only access to the listings they have set them up to see? So Betty, so on the Save Searches, when they go to the Save Search section, they can only see the listings that you set them up on. However, they could always click onto the Explore mode and explore all the listings that are available on the real estate board. Hope that answers the question there. Is the app connected to the client CRM? Mario, 1,000,000%. Yes, the app is directly connected to the client CRM system, and I'll show you how that works. It's same as our websites. Whenever they're active looking at anything on the website, it will also show in the CRM system as well as on the mobile app. So everything is connected 100%, yes. Is the app branded to us on the app platform? So Kenneth, no, the app is not branded to you on the app platform. The app is called HomeLocator in the app platform. And we did not create an individual app for every single agent. That is to do that. It takes much more time. We have to recreate the infrastructure for everybody. That's the reason. The way that we set it up now is that each agent will send a link to their client. When they get that link and when they download the app through that link, which will take them to the App Store, it'll automatically connect your client to your own app. So that's the connection that we've made. Basically, you will provide the link to your client. When they download that app through your link, it will connect them to your own app. Can we have a full video about the app features for clients that already have downloaded the app in case they can see all the features? Mohsen, absolutely. We'll create one full video that explains all the features all at once. I believe we already have it. The only thing, we've changed the app a few times on a layout perspective, so we have to recreate the videos each time because the layout changed a little bit. But we will have one video that you can send them that contains everything: how to do this, how to do that. It's also per board, because the boards that don't have sold data, we don't want to have the video having sold data when your board doesn't have sold data. So we'll create two separate videos, one that has sold and one that doesn't have sold. Can the public use the app with the agent sending an invite? So Darren, absolutely. The public can use the app as long as they have an invite from you. Is there a way to use the app to send periodic ads to users of the app that is sent to help provide access to this app? So Brian, we don't have any kind of messaging built into the app where you can show a message to each user yet. We will take feature suggestion, and we'd love to see what you guys can come up with. And if it makes sense, we can definitely look at putting it in. Can they book a showing from the app? Great question, Hussein. Yes, yes, and yes. So in fact, the way we've connected it on the app is, in fact, you can see it as part of this listing here. There's a share functionality, which I'm going to talk about next, and there's a contact functionality. When they fill out that contact form, it automatically pre-fills and then sends you that contact form as an email, and it also does get logged inside of the CRM system now. Clients getting duplicate listings, CRM and the app on a daily basis. So Mario, it's not duplicate listings, it's the same listings. It's the same. So the email and the app are really the same thing. And they're both connected together, meaning that if they look at the listing on your website, it will show as viewed on the app as well. So whether they look at the listing on the website or the app, it's one account. It's really one account. Can we use the app as a marketing tool to engage, sign new leads? Is there a way to users to sign up as a lead? So Rahman, that is something we were going to work on, where you could actually advertise the app to get new users to download, so that they don't have to have a specific link. They don't have to be a member in your CRM system. It is only right now available for those leads that download, that are actually members in your CRM system. So it's not really yet as a lead gen tool, but we will make it as a lead gen tool 100%. What happens when a lead client has downloaded the app from another agent before? Are they stuck with the agent from the perspective forever? So Aldo, great question. Because this is one app for all the agents, basically when I download the app from my agent, one agent that I've gotten the link from, it gets me assigned to that agent. Now, if some other agent sends me a link and her link, when I try to open that link, it's going to say, hey, wait a second, you are switching your account to a different agent. Are you sure you want to do that? So it actually asks them, are you sure you want to switch to this agent? And if they do switch to that agent, it will switch the app to that agent, but it does warn them and ask them, do you want to do that? So when we send the client a link, are they able to send the same link to their friends? How can we control that? So Michael, that's a great question. In fact, the share functionality, I'll show you how we give two different options for sharing. So let's say a client opens that link, opens a listing, and they want to share the listing with, let's say, their spouse or somebody else. There's two different shared links they're given. So I'll show that part right next. If they unsubscribe from email notifications so they can focus on using the app, does the app affect app listing pushes? So Mike, that is a great question. I truthfully actually don't know the answer to the question. I believe if they unsubscribe from emails right now, it'll actually unsubscribe them from push notifications as well. But we will look at actually separating those, because those really are separate in the sense that if they are going to be subscribed to the app but don't want to get emails from you, then the push notifications should still come through. So that's something that we will look into. Kelly, do we get notifications when the app switches? It is something that we are putting in right now. The notification does not come through, but we are making it so that when an agent when your lead switches to some other agent, we will send you a notification saying this agent unsubscribed from your app and subscribe to somebody else so you can try to get them back on. All right, so Darren, how wide is the perimeter when you use the feature? So I'm not sure which feature, but the perimeter, you could really set, if it's a safe search, Darren, you could really set up a safe search as big as you want. So setting up a safe search, you can create a big polygon, you can create a radius, you could even set a community or a city. You can say, send me all the listings in one city. Zan, hey Zan, how are you? Is there anything coming on the desktop version that can duplicate the sold functionality on the app? So Zane, absolutely. So we currently have on the web version, we have the ability, we can actually search through all the sold listings already. So that's already part of the system online. Anonymous attendee, what happens when a lead download the app from another agent? So I've kind of mentioned that on the other chat. Michelle, I sent it out to a few clients and feedback has been awesome. They love it. Thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that. Michelle got on board a little bit in a beta before and has sent it to a few clients and they've definitely enjoyed it. So I really, really, really appreciate that. And as we progress through this, guys, we're going to try to make this app the best we can. The idea with this app is truly that it's your app. Like, you know, if you look at the value of us, Agent Locator has no contracts. What we need to do is keep innovating and making it easy for you guys so that you guys can actually create value for your clients. That's how we create value. So everything that we do on our system is to create value for you. And we'll do everything we can to make sure that you guys have the value you need to really pay us the monthly services that you pay us and continue to pay us. So there was one question more that I'll answer and then I'll move on to the next thing. Can we customize our branding on the contact screen of the app? So Dom, right now, the only thing you can customize is the name, email address, phone number that shows up. We will create a better customization so you guys can customize more of the stuff there. But right now for the first version, just your contact information is on the app when they go to the contact page. All right. So let's go to the next, sharing listing with a family and friends. So this is another feature that we absolutely need to have that's easy to use. So one part that was actually brought up before, like spouse, I've got my spouse that's looking at listings with me. In fact, we're looking together. It's the same search. We're not looking at different properties unless we have completely different likes, but even then we're looking together. So I want to make it easy so that my spouse can actually look at listings with me. And if she has her phone, she can look at it on her own and really it's all in her same account. And then I want to be able to share, if I see a listing that I really like, you know, out of all these, I want to share that with her so she can actually open it up in her own app and it's all going to work together. So, and then on top of that, I want to be able to share a listing where it's not my spouse, but it's somebody else that I don't want to have access to my account. And I'll show you what we've done there. So I'm going to play this video and I'm going to be quiet and then I'll answer questions as usual.
So the next very important thing for any mobile app is to have the ability to share listings that I find interesting. So whether I find those listings by exploring through all the properties that are out in the market. So if I am, going back and looking at all the explore and looking at all the properties out there, if I find one that I like, I want to be able to share it. Or even if I find that listing through the saved search that are being sent to me, I want to be able to share that listing with my spouse by actually easily sending it to her. So I'll show you how to do that actually within the app. If you click on share, I can then select whether I want to share the app with a family member or share the app with a friend. I'll explain what it means to actually share the app with a friend later. So first off, family member, if I click on family member, then it's going to give me the link and show me all the most recent shared and really be able to copy and send it to whoever I want, or I can use an app just like any other share functionality. And when that person receives that link, so let's say my spouse receives a link, when she receives that link, if she doesn't have the app installed on her phone, it will take her to the App Store, have her download the app, and as soon as she downloads the app, it's going to log her into the same account as I have, and it's going to open up that listing. So we're now actually looking at the same listings, we're looking at the same account. Any listing I favorite, she's going to see. Any listing that she favorites, I'm going to see because we're looking for a home together. So that is one of the most crucial functionalities, because when people look together, they want to be able to look at from one account. They want to be able to see what everybody likes and what they don't like, and so on and so forth. So that is sharing with family. Now, share with friends is actually something really interesting as well. It's going to help you generate new leads, because if I share with friends, when they receive that link, they're going to see that, hey, Otto wants you to actually see this property, but in order for you to see the property, you have to download the app and create your own new account, which then when they create an account, it's going to be a lead added to your CRM system because your leads share that app with somebody else. So that's pretty cool as well, because it's going to help you generate new leads. But the sharing functionality in a general sense is very important, and it is fully built into the HomeLocator app.
All right.
So the next, but the
So
sharing.
going back to this, let me just get to the screen really quick. When I click on share, just to re-explain the part, if it's a family member, we are going to make even a little bit more prominent to understand, like, this person you share with will be able to access your account. We say that in there. If we see that there's a lot of people that are sharing with others that, you know, shouldn't have access to it, we're going to make it even more harder. So when they click on share with family members, we're going to have a little pop-up that says, hey, just so you know, whoever you share this link with is going to have access to your account. Are you sure you want to do that? Then it's going to be a little bit more prominent if we have issues. So far, we haven't really seen that. But then share with friends is something that if I want my friend to see that, and when they get it, whoever is the agent that is this lead is connected to, that's who the lead is going to be created under. So it'll ask them to put their information in, and it'll create the lead for them and put them into your CRM system. So hope that answers questions. Let me go through this again. Love to share friends feature. Thank you, Mike. Really appreciate that. Do agents have to pay for this app? So Alona, no, it's actually part of our service. So it's part of our system. So you do have to have the new platform available, but it is not extra for you guys to pay. It is completely included into our service. Share the family member, is that for how many family members? Unlimited, Furman. So you share it with everybody in the family, and everybody will, whenever new listings come in, everybody will get the notifications on their phone. There's new listings that have come in. So everybody is. Maybe if you use words, share private account. So Lauren, I appreciate that. That's definitely maybe some wording changes that we can make to make it even more prominent, to make sure they understand when they share that link, it's going to log them into the other account. Share with friends. Will the new account be identified in CRM as a new client from the app? Will there be a notification? So some kind of new person? Yes. So Chrissy, you will get a notification that you've got a new lead. It will be identified as a lead that's coming from the actual mobile app. So you'll know that it's come from the mobile app. And I'll show you in the next feature what we're going to get this lead to do when they actually download the app. Michael DeLoma, great feature. Thank you very much, sir. Which is a new platform? Are we on it already? So Anita, I'll explain actually in one of the videos how you can find out whether you have that or not. Most of our clients actually have that right now. I think I've answered all of them. All right. Can I text or email the lead from the app? So Tamer, right now, the ability to text and email from the app is not in, but it is something. Well, you could text and email the app from the CRM system. You could do that for sure. And I'll explain the rest of the functionality a little bit more. Let's go on to the next. So, all right. This feature here, the Nosy Neighbor built into the install process. So let me kind of explain this functionality, because when we first created this functionality a while back, it was really important that we build this in not just for our leads, but more so for our clients and people that we know. So let me explain this functionality this way. When we do farming, when we're sending out all these flyers to these homes, when we are sending out mass emails to our database, when we are notifying anybody of anything when it comes to our clients, the reason we're doing it is we want to stay top of mind, right? We really want to stay top of mind that, hey, I'm a real estate agent, but when I send a mass email, many times I'm spending crap because I'm sending spam because I can't send something that's so useful to that person that they want to open it. So now when we think about what can we send to a homeowner that when he or she gets that email or gets the notification, they're going to see like, oh shit, nice, I got this, I want to open it, and I know it's coming from Lauren, it's coming whoever, and I actually want to open it. So what that is listings, right? So for example, when that for sale sign gets stuck in my neighborhood, what am I curious about? What am I thinking about? As a homeowner that lives in an area, what do I want to know about that property? I want to know what it's selling for, number one, and I want to know what it looks like inside. I want to see how much it relates to my property. So the idea behind Nosy Neighbor is exactly that. The system will automatically send listings to these leads in their area or to the clients. Now, we've actually set it up so that it's part of the install process. So when you download the application for the first time, and you go through the process of setting up the application, we ask them for their address, and then we automatically set them up on this Nosy Neighbor that sends them listings on a daily, well, not a daily, but if there's daily listings that come out in the area, which nobody has daily listings, but if it does, we'll send them a notification of that listing. But let's say every month they get a new listing, it'll be sent to them. So both on active and on sold. So if the board has sold data, we will send the listings when they're activated, when new listing comes up, and when it sells. So I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to play this, and then I'll answer questions.
All right, so there is one really core functionality inside of the app that should make you excited, because what it's going to do is it's going to keep bringing the people back to your application, so they're actually opening up your application all the time. But it's actually also going to create a lot of value for you and the person who's actually getting it. So let me put it to you this way. When we send out homeowners flyers, like, farming flyers, when we send mass emails, when we send notifications of...
I forgot to mention this inside of the video as well. I'm going to skip that part, just get to the point of how it really works, because I said that already and I apologize. I
remember us. So now, when we think about what... All right, so there is one really core functionality inside. Either for sale or sold sign goes up a neighborhood. They really want to know, number one, what is that property selling for when it's for sale? And then number two, when it does sell, what is it actually sold for? They truly care about that. So as part of the actual application process, when they install the application, we will automatically set up your lead or your client on this Nosy Neighbor if they aren't already set up. So we'll ask them for the house address, we'll put it in, and we'll automatically...
Now this is key, if they aren't already set up. So if they already set themselves up on sold and active listings, it won't reset them again because it's already been set up. But if they haven't been set up, when they download the application, it will automatically set them up on both sold listings and active listings in their area.
Automatically send them new listings as they come out for their home, and then we'll automatically notify them when those listings sell. And it's going to be notified both by email as well as by the actual HomeLocator application, where notification comes in and then shows them where there's new listings that are either active or sold there. And the email, what it actually looks like is, if you open it up, the email looks like this. It has a little map of their area right inside of the email as an image, and it shows kind of the radius that they've set up and any sold listings that are there, as well as this is where they're physically located. So it kind of gets their attention, and then it sends them all of those most recent sales in that area. So that happens fully automatically whenever they install the application. For any of your leads or your clients that haven't been set up yet, it will get them to set it up.
So I just want to go back real quick here. So in the email, if you look at the email they get, after they've set up their address into the phone, which asks them to set it up, it will start emailing them these automatic listings. And the actual map here is their actual physical location. So it shows their physical location and the radius that's been applied where these listings notifications will come up for their own area. And again, fully automated, fully built into the actual setup process. When they install the application, it's going to ask them to set all this stuff up. Any questions about this specific feature? All right, no questions. Awesome. Let me continue on. I know I've answered, I've taken you guys lots of your time right now. Okay, I'll answer some of those questions towards the end. Okay. Next thing. We all know that, okay, so these are features that we're bringing in 2022, 2023 that are going to come onto the actual application. House Sigma has been mentioned multiple times. We know that our clients use it. We know that we use it as real estate agents, you guys use it. And we know one of the core features, the reason why we use it, is a 10-year history of the listing and what's happened with listings. And I can look at what the listings looked like before. So after numerous technological figuring out what we need to do, and also legal figuring out what we need to do, we are going to be bringing this feature into most likely 2023. This feature will be available. And for those of you that have the VOW feed, you are going to need to sign a different feed. It's really not that hard. It's just a piece of paper. Once you sign that feed, every listing that's on your website will automatically show the full history. So this is not by MLS number. This is by address. If I pull up 111 whatever street.com, I will get to see all of the listing history of that property on my listing, both on my website as well as on the mobile application. So fully available, built right in, and it'll be in the application 100%. Second thing that we want to do is, those of you, these are for our client that are actually our clients that use this functionality, are going to understand this better. But we want to connect the contact. So we want to connect the HomeLocator app to the communication hub of your CRM system. So when you send SMS messages to your leads, when you communicate with your leads, we actually want those SMS messages. We want them to be able to communicate with you by actually sending you messages through that. So when they go to contact, they're going to see all of the previous SMS messages that you sent them. And any messages they want to send you, they'll be able to send you right through that, and you'll receive it as an SMS message, and then you'll be able to respond back. When we get our CRM mobile app finished, which we're working on already, you'll be able to communicate without SMS and really be able to respond directly to your leads by just the CRM application. Or in this case, if you want to log into the CRM and respond to them, this message will show in the actual HomeLocator app as well. So that is kind of eliminating, so Wade, that is kind of eliminating Twilio 100% for those leads that you communicate with. You won't have to use Twilio. You'll be able to use the actual application to communicate fully back and forth. How to send invites. So Suk will be able to kind of help answer some of these questions, like how to actually send invites and all this stuff. And we'll send you guys exactly step-by-step instructions on how to do all this stuff for yourself. That's amazing to communicate directly with leads via SMS. Thank you, Alona. I really appreciate that. So this functionality here is, so as I mentioned, 2022, 2023. So this is not done yet. The 10-year history and the communication inside the app is not done yet. We are working on it. That is something that's going to be available into 2022 and 2023. Why does it take until 2023 to get the 10-year data? Curious. So Darren, from a technological perspective, in order to for us to really allocate one listing and figure out all the listings for that one listing, all the MLS numbers, there's a little bit of a jiggle we have to do on our technological perspective. So it is, and now what you have to remember is that we're not doing this for one website. We're doing this for thousands of websites. So when we build something, we have to build it to be able to scale, which means the traffic on it has to be able to support millions upon millions of visitors. So I hope that that makes sense. It's not just the Toronto Real Estate Board we're working with. We are Canada-wide and now in the US market as well. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Awesome. All right. So let me continue on tracking what you guys see. This is something that you guys probably already know. I know the webinar has taken already almost an hour, so I don't want to take too much long. The rest of it, I've gone over the main functionality. I want to actually talk a little bit about how you, the agent, can actually see everything that your leads or your clients do inside of your app. But it's the same thing that you guys have been able to see for those that are actually on this new platform. So I'm going to go here.
So we all know it's very important that we understand which of our leads and which of our clients are actually active. What are they looking at? How many images are they looking at of a property? Which properties they like? Which they look at more often than not? So with the mobile app, everything they do, just like on your website, is tracked. That means if you go into your CRM system and there's 6,797 leads here, I'm actually going to sort these leads by activity. So I click on activity, I say sort by last activity and show me the most recent first. So this will actually show the most recent active leads first, and it was actually just active in this lead here. Now This is hidden because it is a live account, so I'm just going to actually unblur it now because this is my test account. I don't mind showing it. So we can see here a few things. The stats that we can see is, again, anything that your leads do, anything they look at on the mobile app. If you click on more details, you can see exactly which properties they looked at, how many times they looked at that property, and then how many photos of the property they actually viewed. So in this one here, if we look at it, they looked at it once, viewed 35 photos. So and this property is actually sold September 28th, so we know that's a sold property. We can see this property here that's actually favorited, so it's inside of their favorites, so we know it's favorited. We can also click on last viewed here and say, actually, sorry, up here and say, show me only the ones they've liked. So which properties they've actually favorited, it's going to show them all here. Or if they go back to all again, you can see everything here. So everything is fully tracked, meaning that everything they look at is going to be visible. And then we'll also update this stat here to show like how many properties have viewed total, what's the average price, average bedrooms, average bathrooms, and then what.
Okay. I don't want to go in, and there's another like 1 minute of that. You guys, those of you that know the functionality know it. I want to get through
So
and
we
actually
all know
show you guys what we're doing with the rollout, because I know a lot of you have questions in terms of how we're rolling this out and what's happening. So which boards will have access first and when? So Toronto Real Estate Board gets access today. We're going to show you guys where to actually request access to the application, and then we'll send all of you the instructions on how to actually set yourself up, how to set up your clients, how to set up everybody else on the app right away. So the rollout board by November 25th, depending on the rollout on TREB. So I say depending because this is the first time we're rolling the application out to many, many, many users. We want to make sure everything goes well. And if everything goes well, we're going to start rolling out the rest of the boards, DDF, Vancouver, Itso, Edmonton, and all others after that. So we could potentially roll out all the boards right away, meaning that after November 25th, if everything goes well, we can roll out all the boards at the same time, or we may have to roll out one board at a time. So Lucy MREBB, so Mississauga Real Estate Board, I believe, that's part of TREB. So that's right away as well. That is definitely part of TREB. So that's the rollout that we're taking, and how to request access to the app and what you need to have it. So I'm going to play that video here.
All right, so how to request access to the app so you can have this little banner appear so you can generate your links and then send it to your clients so they can download the mobile app and then you can start using it. The first thing that we need to know is this app is fully connected to the new platform. So what that means is when the new platform sends out listings, that's what's connected to the app. That's what allows the your leads to see the listings. That's just what all the activities connected to. So the only way you can actually have the mobile app is if you have the new platform. Now you may be confused. Do I have the new platform? Do I not have the new platform? I really don't know. And the most simplistic way for you to tell whether you have the new platform or not is if you look at your CRM system, and if you're setting up your leads or your clients on your saved listing searches through this, that means you have the new platform because the new platform is the only one that's connected to this way. If you don't have this saved listing search, that may mean that you don't have the new platform and you will need to actually get the new platform in order to have access to the app if you wish to have access to the app. So that's how you can verify. Now, where to actually request the access. If you go to agentlocator.ca, if you scroll down a little bit here, you're going to see this HomeLocator image. If you click on that image, you'll see some more benefits and some videos about the HomeLocator app. And if you click on that request access, it'll take you to this page. When you get to this page, all you need to do is click on that request access, enter your name, your email address, your cell phone number, and then which board you're on. I remember that Toronto Real Estate Board is the first one we're releasing now on the 25th. However, even if you are a client with another board, go ahead and submit your information because the moment we have it available for your board, we'll give you access to it. And then secondly, whether you have a new platform, if you have it, just say I have a new platform. If you don't have it or you don't know whether you have it, you can click on I don't have the new platform but I want it, and then we'll contact you to inform you and give you a demo of what that looks like and what it consists of. And then if you're not an Agent Locator client, you're watching this webinar and you wish to actually get a demo from us in our entire platform, you can click on that link and then we'll reach out to you and give you a demo to have you understand kind of the mobile app, as well as everything else that we have that we could offer you. Thank you so much.
All right. So that is
All right.
the really end of the presentation. I've gone over pretty much everything. We'll send all of you instructions on exactly how to actually download the app yourself when you submit those requests. So when you requested access to the app, it is 2:00 today. We'll try to get through as many of the requests as we can so that we can really give access to everybody. And we may roll into tomorrow, most likely for some of you, and we'll send everybody instructions on how to really get on board and start sending this out. It is being recorded, Anita, 100%, and the recording will go out to everybody who's registered for it. Yeah, so thank you, Lauren. Really appreciate this, guys. We've been working very hard on the application for quite some time. I'm a geek at heart. Like I'm a software developer. I started my business as a software developer, but I can tell you this, building a mobile app has been very, 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 very difficult for me. First, it's been a struggle after struggle, figuring out to make sure that things are working correctly. And we've been working for over 1.5 years on the app. So I really appreciate you guys being here, and I thank you very much. And I promise you, we'll continue innovating and we'll continue building new features. And thank you very much. Amazing. Thank you, Lucy. I really appreciate it. Connell, thank you very much. Kelly, thank you. Rory, thank you. Jeffrey, everybody. I really appreciate it, guys. And we'll make sure this is sent out to all of you. If for any reason we've missed anybody's questions, support@agentlocator.ca. You guys know how our support is. We'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Anybody who wants to speak to sales@agentlocator.ca, or really submit that form and we'll contact you as well. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Hussein. Really appreciate it. Axel, thank you. Thomas, appreciate it. John, thank you, thank you, thank you. Suk, to all of you. If there's any unanswered questions, guys, support@agentlocator.ca. I will make sure I get to everybody right away. Thank you again. Thank you all very much. And we'll end the presentation there. It's been 1 hour and 4 minutes. So Crystal, thanks so much. I really appreciate your time.
No worries. You pretty much got most of the questions based on going through the list. So it's good.
Amazing. Awesome.
Perfect.
Thanks again. All right.
You're welcome.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.